What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here on my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. If it's geeky, if it's nerdy, I love to talk about it here. And yes, I'm here in my classroom getting ready for the school year. I've got my Chicago Cubs face mask. Boom, boom. And I'm ready to social distance, ready to wear my mask like a responsible citizen, and and I hope that everybody who returns to school in the fall is ready to social distance, ready to wear a mask, and ready to learn. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about movies and TV shows and comic books and video games, and right now I want to give you guys my review of the Netflix original movie, Desperados. So Desperados is a really mixed bag for me. It was a really mixed bag. It's about this girl who goes on a blind date. It doesn't go well. She meets another dude. It goes really well, and she ends up staying the night with him. And then over the course of the next 5 days, he ghosts her. You know, he doesn't call her, and she thinks that she has this great relationship coming, that he is the one she's meant to be with. But he's ghosting her for the next 5 days. So she writes this just vitriol, hateful email to him, telling him what she thinks about him ghosting her. And right after she sends it, he calls her from the hospital, saying he was in an accident, and he's been in a coma for a couple days, but he's awake now, and he can't wait to see her. And then she freaks out. She's like, oh my gosh, he's going to think I'm crazy, which she is. To be completely fair, she's nuts. He's going to think I'm crazy. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So her and her two friends, they decide to go, I forget where they were. They were in some tropical location. They decided to go to that tropical location to where he was staying, break into his hotel room, get his laptop, and delete the email. Completely nuts. It's a completely asinine setup for a movie. It almost feels like Road Trip. Remember Road Trip when he sent the tape, accidentally sent the wrong tape to his girlfriend, and him and his buddies go on the road trip to intercept it? It really felt like that. I mean, this was Road Trip. This is Road Trip. In 2020, when instead of intercepting a letter, you have to intercept a email. Yeah, this movie was a mixed bag. There was some really funny stuff in this movie. I genuinely laughed several times. There's a funny gag with a dolphin. There is just some funny moments between the three friends, their interplay with each other, their dialogue with each other. I mean, there's some legitimately funny stuff here, and I laughed several times. There's also some really cringeworthy stuff. I mean, literally, I'm not even exaggerating here. There's a subplot that involves pedophilia. Now, none of them are pedophiles, but the subplot directly involves pedophilia. And it just, I don't know. Like, nobody in the movie did anything bad. It was all the circumstances that they found themselves in. It still felt like it was in really bad taste. I don't know. It just felt, it was cringeworthy. The pedophilia jokes were cringeworthy. I don't know. Anytime that you've got now, there was no nudity in this movie, but it was implied. And anytime that you have implied nudity with a grown woman with a adolescent boy that she doesn't know, specifically that she doesn't know, not that it's okay if she did know him, but in this case she doesn't know him, it's off-putting for some reason. I don't know. Call me crazy. So that was a really weird decision for like a subplot. But overall, this movie had more funny moments than cringeworthy moments. I really did find myself laughing. And there was actually a nice subplot with the two friends who are not the main actor, who kind of go on their own journey of self-discovery. You know, it's not all about the main character finding that email and deleting it. The two supporting characters, who are her friends, they also have their own journeys of self-discovery in this movie that were actually, you know, pretty sweet and endearing to those supporting characters. So there was a lot here, but most of it was good. Most of it was good. Not all of it. Like I said, a lot of cringeworthy stuff in here, but there was a lot more good than bad in Desperados. Overall, though, it did feel very familiar, very road trip-ish, and even though there's a lot of funny stuff in here, there's a lot of moments that I just wonder how these jokes got included in the movie. I don't know. Overall, I give Desperados a B-. It was good, not great. Good, not. I recommend checking out the Netflix original movie Desperados. I thought it was funny enough for an evening movie. Maybe it's an evening date night movie, whatever it may be. It's a, you know, you could do worse. You know, there's worse ways to spend an hour and a half. There's better ways to spend an hour and a half, mind you. But there's worse also. So I give Desperados a B-. But again, as always, I'm one dude giving a subjective opinion about a movie. Maybe you love Desperados. Maybe you hated Desperados. Maybe you feel like I'm not being hard enough. Or maybe you feel like I'm being too easy on it. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your take on it. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Put out a lot of content. Want to make sure that people who like my content is up to date with what I'm doing. And thank you so much for joining me here at the LQ Review. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Till next time, guys. We'll see you later.